that room more convenient, more caregiving friendly. Well, Starr Calo-oy is back to tell us how with her tips on Caregiving 101. Good morning, Starr.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Always some good advice every Sunday morning right here on Great Day Sunday. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Setting up your loved one's bedroom.
Yes.
It's so important to make these changes. Why?
Well, because you want to make sure that you personalize it. Let's say, for example, that you've got your mom that's going to come stay. It's going to be a strange place to begin with. She needs to feel comfortable at home, be surrounded by things that she's familiar with. So be sure that you bring some of her personal items from her home.
Get your parents into the decorating routine. And also, there are two different ways that you can set up this bedroom, and that is whether they're bedbound or non-ambulatory, and then there's another one that's ambulatory. Is that right? So let's first talk about non-ambulatory. What do you suggest?
Okay, well, first of all, before she comes to stay, get it all ready, okay? In fact, it's kind of like a surprise for her. Even if y'all do a banner, get the kids together and welcome grandma or whatever, you know, and put it up on the wall, make her feel welcome, make her feel loved. What you're going to want to do is if you're going to do a chest of drawers, do a small one. And remember, expediency is more important than vanity in all of these steps. Put the little chest of drawers into the closet. Find one that fits. That way you're not taking up wall space. Because on the most part, you've got a room, and it's usually not that big anyway. So it'll help. And that way you can keep a lot of her private personal items in there. Make sure that you group together her clothing. If she's non-ambulatory, you might want to invest in some gowns, hospital gowns, because the gowns will, again, they're easier to be able to change her and do things like that.
Does it matter what size the bed is?
It does. It makes a big difference. If she's non-ambulatory, it's best to have a hospital bed, and the way that you get that is through your doctor's orders, or if you have a home health agency or hospice agency, they'll usually ask you. Fully electric bed is the best.
Where they're able to get up with just the touch of a button.
Exactly, where you're able to manipulate it. If they have dementia, this is a good point, Eileen. If they have dementia, make sure that you keep the control out of their reach. Otherwise, you're going to find them upside down one day. You go in there.
And you don't want that to happen. No, exactly. And you also mentioned to have some of these items handy. Baby wipes, moisture barrier ointment, a stack of diapers, and a whole list of these things.
That's right. All organized. A table that contains all those, because remember, you know, it isn't just making it look really nice. It's making it easy for you to do the caregiving. So you want it at your touch, to where you can just reach over and get it. Because if you're in the middle of doing a diaper change, you need to be able to reach over and get the paper towels, for example. So we give a full list in our books on that.
Wow. What about bars or anything like that to make sure that they're able to get up whenever they can? I mean, do we need anything like that?
Well, what they actually need is this. Many times people do not realize they can't walk or they can't stand. So we don't make it easy for them to get up. You make it easy for them to stay in. And the best way to do that is to use the bars that are on, the guardrails, I should say, that are on the bed, so they don't fall out of bed.
Yes.
So that if you have someone that has dementia that doesn't know that they cannot walk anymore, and they usually don't, there won't be a fall. So please use those rails. They're so important.
So make it comfortable, make it friendly, make it convenient, you name it. Now, some of the things that you set up for a bedbound setup can actually be used in an ambulatory setup.
That's right. And you know, one thing I didn't mention a few minutes ago was this, is that if you'll bring their photos and make a collage, get together with the kids and put it up on the wall, and maybe put some, in large print, put some print underneath there so that it'll identify what it was. Now, in regard to what you just said with ambulatory, okay, you're going to want to definitely bring them in on the decorating. The color of the walls, the curtains, you might even want to bring over some curtains from their house.
Quickly, what makes it okay to set up something that is ambulatory? When do you know it's time for an ambulatory setup?
Okay, you know, because maybe they're starting to fall or stumble. You know that they're just having it's too stressful for them to try to walk with their walker. They don't know really which step to take. they're reluctant, they're fearful. Then you go to non-ambulatory. Non-ambulatory, Eileen, can be either in the wheelchair or it can be bed-bound, either one.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So
It's
so
just
much.
that they don't ambulate.
Exactly. Now, lots of great advice, but you also have some giveaways for our viewers. Is that right?
That's right. In fact, for the next 10 callers,
Okay.
we have a special today. We're going to give you $5 off on our guilt book and our hospice book. And for the next 10 callers, if you happen to call and you decide you want one of the other books, the tip books, then we'll give you $10 off of those.
Every time I see you, Starr, you've got something to give away, something to show here. So some great books. You're writing every day, it seems like.
Oh yeah, three new books coming out pretty soon.
And if you don't get a chance to see her here, you can always tune in to KKYX 680 AM every Saturday morning, 8 AM to 9 AM. Of course, there's the phone number and the website. Caregiving 101 with Starr Calo-oy.